Ladies and gentlemen, good day and welcome to the Q2 and H1 FY23 earnings conference call. As a reminder, all participant lines will be in the listen-only mode, and there will be an opportunity for you to ask questions after the presentation concludes. Should you need assistance during the conference call, please signal an operator by pressing star then 0 on your touchtone phone. Please note that this conference is being recorded. I now hand the conference over to Mr. Hemant Jain, Joint Managing Director of Kewal, Kiran Clothing Limited. Thank you, and over to you, sir.
Hi. Good evening, everyone. Welcome, everyone, to the Q2 and H1 FY23 earnings conference call of the company. On behalf of Kewal Kiran, I would like to wish everyone a happy Diwali. Joining me on this call is Mr. Pankaj Jain and Marathon Capital, our investor relations team. I hope everyone had an opportunity to look at our results. The presentation and press release have been uploaded on the stock exchange and our company's website. Before I begin the overview, a brief disclaimer. The presentations which we have uploaded on the stock exchange and our website, including the discussions during this call, contain or may contain certain forward-looking statements concerning KKCL business prospects and profitability, which are subject to several risks and uncertainties, and actual results could materially different from those in such forward-looking statements. I am happy to inform you that we have registered a robust revenue growth backed with a healthy margin, which is aided by strong performance across all product categories. Our intensified focus on distribution and increasing our presence through brand-focused EBOs, along with our drive for expansions of product categories and marketing coverage, are the key contributors for this amazing performance. Looking ahead, despite the volatile macroeconomic environment, we are very confident in our ability to further build on the progress made so far and continue to drive a strong top and bottom line growth. This is possible by our incredible team who come together to connect closer to the consumer than any time before. Now, stand-alone performance highlights for Q2 FY23. Revenue from operations for Q2 FY23 grew by 29% to 226.3 crores as compared to 175.1 crores in Q2 FY22. EBITDA for Q2 FY23 grew by 55% to 50 crores as compared to 32.3 crores in Q2 FY22. EBITDA margin for Q2 FY23 stood at 22.1% as compared to 18.4% in Q2 FY22. PBT for Q2 FY23 grew by 48% to 52.3 crores as compared to 35.3 crores in Q2 FY22. PAT margin for Q2 FY23 stood at 16.9% as compared to 14.9% in Q2 FY22. Stand-alone performance highlight for H1 FY23. Revenue from operation from H1 FY23 grew by 43% to 380.9 crores as compared to 266.6 crores in H1 FY22. EBITDA for H1 FY23 grew by 97% to 79.4 crores as compared to 40.2 crores in H1 FY22. EBITDA margin for H1 FY23 stood at 20.8% as compared to 15.1% in H1 FY22. Now PBT. PBT for H1 FY23 grew by 79% to 78.5 crore as compared to 44 crore in H1 FY22. PBT margin for H1 FY23 stood at 20.3% as compared to 15.9% in H1 FY22. PAT for H1 FY23 grew by 71% to 60.7 crore as compared to 35.6 crore in H1 FY22. PAT margin for H1 FY23 stood at 15.7% as compared to 12.9% in H1 FY22. So now we may now begin the Q&A session.
Thank you. We will now begin the question and answer session. Anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and 1 on their touchtone telephone. If you wish to remove yourself from the question queue, you may press star and 2. Participants are requested to use handsets while asking a question. Ladies and gentlemen, we will wait for a moment while the question queue assembles. Our first question comes from the line of Pritesh Chheda from Lucky Investment Managers Private. Please go ahead.
Thank you for the opportunity and congratulations for a good set of numbers. Sir, I have just one question.
Yeah.
In the past interactions, we had made these adjustments whereby we had brought down the margins to about 16 to 17%. And those two adjustments were participation in the end of season sale and some stock to be on a returnable basis in order to facilitate the whole business and start looking for a better growth. But when we are seeing the margins, the margins are a good 20%, which are back to your original number. Just wanted your comment on what kind of margins do you see now in your business post all these adjustments and the revenue growth which has started coming in?
Pankaj is with me. He will give
Yes,
the
sir.
answer for this.
Yeah. Hi, Pankaj.
Hi, Mitesh. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, sir?
Good, yeah. Okay, Mitesh, the numbers do look better, but you can't see the performance on a holistic basis for the quarter itself. So if you leverage out the quarter 2 as well as the quarter 3 performance, I think the estimates which we had given will be sticking to that itself and will be on the same estimates there. Where the EBITDA margins would be in the range of 17 to 18%.
Okay. Despite the fact that you have done 20% in first half.
Sir.
We always believe जो बोला उससे अच्छा होना चाहिए.
Okay, sir. Secondly, on the revenue growth side, now how do you see the year panning out for us? And what kind of ground level consumer feedback or activity or demand scenarios do you see?
On a primary level, things have been good for us. Let's wait for a month period and then evaluate what has been the scenario. So answering this question, when I said, looking at the quarter 2 performance in the isolation would not.
Hello? I missed your voice in between. Operator?
Mr. Jain?
Can
Mr.
Yes.
Pankaj, you there?
Yes. Yep.
All right.
Yeah. So you need to give your answer back because the audio went off.
Okay. So I said, answering the same question which you asked for the EBITDA margin, I said looking at quarter 2 in isolation would not be true. Let's look at the quarter 2 and quarter 3 numbers together. Then we'll be able to give you a holistic number. However, the projections which we had given you for the revenue the revenue would be targeted around 20 to 20%, 20 to 22% for the financial year 23.
Okay. Thank you very much and happy Diwali to you. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, Hemant. Thank you.
Happy Diwali to you also.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next question comes from the line of Deepak Lalwani from Unifi Capital. Please go ahead.
Yes, sir. Three questions. One is, could you speak about the seasonality in the business? Is this seasonally the best quarter? And how do you expect trajectory to be for the third quarter and fourth quarter?
Sorry. Can you repeat the question?
Yeah, I want to ask you about the seasonality in your business. Is the second quarter the best quarter from a seasonality perspective? And how do you see the run rate for third quarter and fourth quarter? That's my first question.
So right now, generally, if you're comparing on the seasonality basis, the quarter 2 and the quarter 3 are always better off. Okay, but it depends on the festival, on which month the festival is falling to.
Yeah, so for you, this year, has it be is the festive pre-buying season taking place in second quarter, or you're expecting that to take place in third quarter?
Since winter wear as a category has been added, I would say quarter 2 and quarter 3 should be on a similar perspective only. But we'll still wait for the quarter 3 markets also to understand that how this quarter 3 numbers remain.
Got it. Your second question is on the gross margin. So gross margins were seasonally weak this quarter, and I believe you've taken some price hikes. So could you expand about where do you see gross margins for the next 2 quarters?
The gross margins for the quarter as compared to the last quarter has almost been similar. Hello?
Yes, sir. Sir, I'm able to see that last quarter you were at 54% gross margin.
No, I'm comparing it to the last year quarter, okay? Quarter to quarter basis structure pay. So
right.
The quarter 2 FY22 as well as the quarter 2 FY23, the numbers have always been been similar.
Right. So what is the reason why second quarter gross margins are then weaker?
You are saying about the last year or the current year?
Sir, current year, for example, why are they weaker?
It's almost similar.
No, sir. Sir, okay, for the remaining 2 quarters of quarter 3 and quarter 4, how do you expect gross margins to be?
It will be on the similar lines itself.
So around 51% only. Okay. And what do you expect from a cost structure perspective as you ramp up the EBOs? Do you expect the cost structure to be, employee cost to be in the similar range and other expenses to be in the similar range, or do you expect it to increase?
It will be in the similar range itself. Which is the growth has not been only in the EBOs. The growth has been in all the channels. Okay. So, proportionately everything will average out and it will be on the similar structure.
Got it. So, sir, then I don't understand if third quarter is also going to be a good quarter because there's winter wear sales, and you're saying the cost structures are going to be broadly in line with gross margins also being in line. Why are you giving the EBITDA guidance at 17 to 18%? Because it's quite clear that third quarter even margins could be quite robust.
Marketing budgets, when we had given earlier and met people, we had given earlier guidance that marketing spends would increase during the third quarter.
Okay, so other expense may go up slightly.
Maybe.
Okay, fine. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next question comes from the line of Abhishek from BMK Securities. Please go ahead.
Hi, thank you so much. Just a couple of questions. So one, if you can just elaborate on why will the marketing spend rise in Q3? That's my first question.
This would be related to ATL activities which we have been doing right now to support the secondary sales.
Okay. Okay. And so is it possible to provide some sort of, medium to long-term guidance, say, 2 to 3 year revenue target or an EBITDA target, what you see, say, by FY25?
But revenue guidance, as we have already spoken, okay, it would be around 18 to 20% growth for the next 2 years.
Okay.
And EBITDA would be around 17 to 18%.
Okay. Similar guidance, the numbers you've been doing last couple of years. Okay. Okay. And on the distribution side, I'm seeing, pretty good pickup this quarter. I think another 41 units which are under development. So is this like, what is driving this, and is like, where should we, see this figure at maybe say 2 quarters, 3 quarters from now?
If you see the figures, okay, the number of stores, okay, the net addition during the quarter has been around 38 stores, and the net addition till year to date has been around 63 stores.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
that's pretty good. So are you entering a new geography, or are you still like sort of just developing your network more deeply in the areas you are present in?
I am entering into tier 2, tier 3, and tier 4 markets.
Okay. And should we like what can we expect by the end of the year, FY23? What can we expect?
Okay, close to around 40-45 stores should be added during the year itself. But
Okay.
on the EBO count perspective, we are looking to double it till by FY25.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. I'll come back in the queue for more questions.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Our next question comes from the line of Agam Shah, an investor. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Hi, congrats, good set of numbers. So most of my questions have answered. Just a quick follow-up question. So as you have been guiding for a 17-18%, 17-20% growth for next couple of years, so that is on a more conservative side, or is that on a aggressive? How should we look at it?
सर वो ऐसा है कि हम लोग अपने जो भी हमने जो प्लान करते हैं उसके हिसाब से हम आपके साथ एक फिगर शेयर करते हैं. अगर और ज़्यादा अच्छा होगा तो अच्छी बात है, पर हम इतना कि जब आपके साथ जब बात करने के बाद एक कंपैरिजन ये होना चाहिए कि एक मिनिमम इतना ग्रोथ तो करेंगे ही, उसके हो जाएगा तो अच्छी बात है. पर हम आपके साथ जो भी एक डेटा शेयर कर रहे हैं कि वो एक अंडर प्लान है कि इस तरह से ही हो सकता है. उससे और बेटर होगा, वी विल ट्राई टू गेट मोर, बट हम जो कमिट कर रहे हैं कि इससे एक मिनिमम रॉन्ग मैसेज नहीं जाना चाहिए.
Okay. The only point is I'm asking because the way your current quarter is gone, I think you will easily beat your guidance. So that's why, nothing else. Okay. That's it from my end.
Okay.
Thank you. Our next question comes from the line of Darshil Javeri from Crown Capital. Please go ahead.
Hi, sir. Thank you for taking my question, and congratulations on a set of great numbers. So most of the questions have been answered. So I would just like to if I could briefly understand how does our store economics work. We've added 63 stores. So do we, what is our break-even time, payback period time, and how does that work, and how much? Could you just somewhat briefly explain that? Because 63 stores have been quite a good addition that we've done. We are planning for more 40, so 100 new stores. So just if you could explain something on those lines, that would be great, sir.
Most of the stores which have been added, okay, have been on a FOFO driven model. So if I add around 10 stores, 1 store is COCO, and around 9 stores are around FOFO stores.
Okay.
It's where the investment of the capex as well as the inventory has been done by the franchisee.
Okay.
And regarding the return, okay, franchisee generally his return on his investment is around 18% for the first 2 years period, and then it increases to around 24%. Okay, henceforth.
Okay. So, sir, how many COCO stores would we be planning going forward? That would be very few in number.
It's 1 on 10.
Okay. Yeah, sir. Okay, thank you so much. That answers my question. And sir, thank you for great numbers and all the best, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Our next question comes from the line of Marcel, an investor. Please go ahead.
Hello. Hello.
Yes, boss.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Yeah. So, like in the quarter gone by in the Q2, means we can see that the sales has gone up by almost 50%. So, do you mean to say that we will sustain this sale in the Q3, or Q2 is mainly this, you can say, like this primary sale, and the secondary sales has not has not happened? Because suppose if you open a lot of new store during Q2, it means company might have sold to the stores, but if the offtake has not happened from the store, it means like the same sales may not happen during the Q3. Hello.
Yes. Okay. As I said that, okay, most of the stores opened are on a franchisee owned, franchisee operated stores. So where the capex as well as the inventory investment have been done. The primary sales definitely comes in the second quarter. Okay, you can see the secondary result from the third quarter. But if the market rates are good and very good itself, okay, you will see the secondary numbers coming in the third quarter also. For the stores. So you rightly said that, okay, the primary numbers generally come 1 month before to what secondary sales are.
No, that's okay. Like, let me just rephrase my question. What I'm saying that since suppose if you open, for example, 20 stores during Q2, so whatever sales you have made to all stores, including those 20 stores which were newly opened, company sales, you can say primary sales will be higher. But if the goods sold to those 20 stores has not been resold by the store to the individual customers or consumers, then those stores will not be buying so much quantity again from the company. So, what I'm saying that whether the such a fantastic 50% sale like increase in the Q2 is just it's just like for the sale made to the store, for the sale purpose. Just to fill up the sales, or whether the whatever sales has been made during Q2, like how is the sales going on from the new stores which you sold, like for example last 50 days, last 20 days, for example.
The growth has not only been in the EBO channel. The growth has been there in all the channels of sales. Okay, so it's a proportionate mix of what you are saying, and moreover, okay, the number of stores which have been opened are a COCO based model. So definitely there is a base stock investment which has been done by the franchisee, which adds up.
Okay, and then like how many more FOFO stores are you trying to open in the next 6 months?
I said, okay, most of the stores which will be opened up, okay, it will be generally COCO to FOFO will be 1:10.
No, I'm saying total number. For example, during last 6 months, we opened the FOFO store, 60 stores we opened, right? So how many more stores are we going to open during the next 6 months? Here it mentions,
in process, there are close to around 40 stores which is under pipeline, and I plan to double the store count by FY23.
Okay. And then like we have heard lot about this price. So for example, cotton and so on, like cotton price was very high during this, like for example, you can say during Q1, Q2, and like now last 45 days or so, or even 60 days or so, cotton price is now going down. So how is that impacting? Whether this, for example, this profit margin is higher because of our you can say low price inventory or high price inventory or the inventory valuation. How does it impact to our sales? Or I will say
the cotton price do not have a direct impact on the product. I am not buying yarn. I am buying fabric here. So it doesn't have an impact. Anyways, if the price goes down, it gives us room to negotiate on the fabric level, and there is no spot buying happening on. So anything which has an impact or the loosening of the price, you'll see that impact coming in maybe a Q3 or last month of Q3 or maybe in the Q4 perspective.
Okay, what I'm saying. Now we can see that like everyday prices going down in US, the prices today become 77 cents, for example, cotton. So what I'm saying, the inventory you are holding, if you're buying fabric, So whatever price inventory you are holding, for example, age of June or age of September. So and if you compare, for example, like age we are valuing inventory like at cost of market value, at cost of realizable value, which is lower. So is there any impact we are going to take hit?
No, there is no impact of cotton price on my inventory.
No, I'm not saying cotton price, like if you are buying fabric also. So what I'm saying, suppose if you purchase fabric, suppose in the month of July. So in the month of July, the price will still higher. So
एक मिनट मैं आपको इसका समझाता हूँ, क्योंकि जब कॉटन के प्राइस बढ़े थे ना, तो हमने सारे के सारे एमआरपी है ना, हमने कस्टमर पे है ना लोड नहीं किए थे. अगर कुछ प्राइसेस अगर नीचे हो जाते हैं तो प्रॉफिट में एबिटा है ना आपका बढ़ सकता है, लेकिन इससे ज्यादा आपका एबिटा गिरेगा नहीं.
ओके, वेरी गुड. ओके सर, वेरी गुड.
तो उसका ऑलरेडी हमने ले लिया है.
Okay. That's it. I'll come back and I'll
Yeah.
you. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next question comes from the line of Jignesh Kamani from GMO. Please go ahead.
Hi, gentlemen. On the revenue recognition part, we book revenue when we bill to the franchisee, right? Irrespective whether sale is happen or not by the franchisee. So revenue is inflated to the tax and hence the profit, because generally the franchisee will take 3 to 6 months to, you can just sell the inventory.
No. Can you repeat the question again, please?
Since we book a revenue when we bill to the franchisee, unless irrespective whether actual material is sold by the franchisee or no. In that case, and since we are aggressively opening new store under the FOFO model, so revenue is the front loaded in our case, right? And hence, and
the agreement with most of the stores have been on a principal to principal basis only.
Agree, but hypothetically, if the store has been COCO model instead of FOFO, then revenue recognition could have been delayed by 6 months or 9 months, because then it is on an actual sale.
True, not 6 months, maybe a quarter. Yes.
So to that extent, our revenue is inflated, right? And hence the profit.
But you will have the secondary sales. You'll have the secondary sales aspect also to add up, na?
Yeah. But since we are aggressively expanding the store now.
But we look at their inventory model also. So when we are closely monitoring their secondary sales. So if you see that in the entire year we have 2 sale periods which comes off to liquidate the seasonal stock also, and we provide for that ESS for the cost sharing for that discounting structure during the revenue recognition only.
Understood. Second thing, what is this SSG same-store sales growth and the revenue per square feet for this quarter and comparatively YY number? Hello.
It has been positive, and I will not be able to give you the number exactly, but it has been positive. So there has been a like-to-like growth, but I will not be able to give you the number.
And revenue per square feet?
Generally, here, when every city, the city structure has been different. So somewhere it adds up on the bottom line aspect, because most of the stores have been owned by the franchisee.
I just want to understand the total blended revenue per square feet and how it is moved.
नॉर्मली ऐसे नहीं होता है. जब आप कोई फ्रेंचाइजी के साथ काम करते हो ना, तो उसमें कैसे होता है कि उसको अपना मार्जिन जो है एंड ऑफ द ईयर उसको क्या परसेंटेज पे उसको प्रॉफिट बनता है, देखिए उसको जितना उसने अगर पैसा लगा तो उसका क्या रिटर्न मिलेगा. तो वी आर से इट इज 18% फॉर द फर्स्ट ईयर एंड 24% फॉर द नेक्स्ट 2 years. हम लोग डील वो हिसाब से करते हैं. तो पर स्क्वायर फीट में हमारा कोई ना उसमें ये नहीं रहता है. एंड वी कैन नॉट एबल टू टेल यू एग्जैक्ट फिगर की व्हाट द परसेंटेज वी आर गेटिंग द. इंटरनली वी आर वर्किंग ऑन दैट, बट इतना परफेक्शन नहीं आ सकता है पर स्क्वायर फीट वाला, जैसे आप बाकी रिटेल स्टोर में आप मेजर करते हो.
ओके, फाइन.
Thank you. Our next question comes from the line of Ankit Babel from Shubham Ventures. Please go ahead.
Thanks for arranging this call-up period. Sir, a few questions from my side. Sir, at the end of.
I'm sorry, your voice is cracking.
One.
Hello? Hello?
No,
We can't
really?
hear you.
Now can you hear
Yeah.
hear me, sir?
Yeah, you're audible right now.
Yeah. So, sir, my first question was on your working capital. Now, my calculation suggests it is somewhere around 125 days on a net basis. Is there any room for improvement here? Are you opting for some channel financing with your dealers and retailers?
I am exploring the possibility of channel financing also, but looking at the growth perspective, okay, the working capital may reduce marginally, but not to a great extent.
So, any guidance on that, sir? Where you see your working capital by the end of this year and also say in the next couple of years? Pardon?
Should be around this year itself.
No. How many days you are expecting? I mean, this 125 days to come to what? 100 days, 120 days? Any guidance on that?
110 to 120 days.
Okay. And sir, what would be your dividend payout policy, sir, going forward?
See, ऐसा डिविडेंड के केस में ऐसा इट्स ऑल डिपेंड ऑन द रेवेन्यू. अगर अभी जो हम कंटिन्यू डिविडेंड दे रहे हैं, लेकिन इन फ्यूचर अगर बिजनेस ग्रोथ करना है और आगे और एक्सपांशन करना है, तो मे बी हम थोड़ा सा डिविडेंड कम कर सकते हैं.
Okay. Sir, other question is that
कैसा है कि डिविडेंड कम करने का रीजन है कि ये पैसा वापस बिजनेस में ही यूटिलाइज करेंगे, ताकि और बोरोइंग नहीं करके बिजनेस को और एक्सपांशन करें.
Excellent. Sir, generally we had a perception that denim jeans and casual shirts are your main products, but when I was going through a presentation, there were some athleisure and all those. So, what are the new categories which you have added recently?
We are not added anything now. We are just added women's wear. Now, in future, we are going to added some athleisure. So, last season we are added. But still, it is in the. अभी मैं इसके लिए कितना बड़ा सेल होगा मैं आपको आज की तारीख में नहीं बता सकता, लेकिन it is just last season we added. In future years, we are going to add some categories.
Okay. And sir, you also mentioned in your press release regarding some good booking in your trade show for summer 2023. Can you elaborate on that, sir?
इसमें ऐसा है कि पहले हम लोग रोड शो नहीं करते थे. अभी हम लोग रोड शो करके एडवांस में 6 महीने की बुकिंग ले लेते हैं. तो आज की तारीख में अगर एज फार एज केवल किरण कंसर्न, मेरे पास मार्च तक की ऑर्डर बुक्स एकदम फुल है. अब हम लोग फरवरी में अगेन फॉर द विंटर 23 का हम लोग शो करने जा रहे हैं. तो हम लोग एडवांस में प्लान करते हैं, एडवांस में ऑर्डर बुक कर लेते हैं, ताकि हमारे इन्वेंट्री पे हमारे को कोई लॉसेस बेयर नहीं करना पड़े.
Okay. So, that order book is giving you a visibility of the growth which you just mentioned.
Yes.
Okay. And sir, one more question. You also mentioned a few minutes back that you plan to double your EBO count by FY25. So, do you feel the share of EBO will increase in your total revenue going forward then?
Yeah, it is possible.
So EBO is a relatively high margin business or a low margin business comparing to?
As far as business is concerned, the highest earning is from the MBO business, distribution business. When we say MBO, the second is EBO.
Okay. And so my last question is, what kind of money you plan to spend on your marketing in the current quarter, that is the Q3 quarter?
It's all correlated to the revenue of the business. So we are always targeting 6 to 7% on marketing spend.
No, my question was pertaining to this particular quarter because you mentioned that a higher marketing spend can bring the margins down in the Q3 compared to Q2. So I was wondering what.
But currently, the last 2 quarters, there was always a price hike in terms of the fabric. Okay, so ATL activities had been low, and that to support the secondary market activities, most of the spends would be around Q3 only. And that's the reason we are saying to look at the figures in a holistic aspect of the entire year, where the advertising spending should be around 6 to 7%.
Okay, got it. That's it. Thank you so much and all the best.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Our next question comes from the line of Akshay Kothari from Innovation Cap. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thanks for the opportunity. So just wanted to know, in FY18, our sales realization per unit was around 779, and currently it is 674. So what were the major reasons for the fall in ASP?
No, इसमें कैसे होता है कि आपकी है ना कैटेगरी, पहले हम लोग मेनली बॉटम वेयर ब्रांड थे, तो हमने ना एक कैटेगरी ऐड की टॉप वेयर. जब टॉप वेयर आपका कैटेगरीज में अगर आपका बढ़ जाता है तो आपका एंड ऑफ द डे आपको एवरेजिंग में आप देखोगे कि थोड़ा नीचे आया, लेकिन जब इसी टॉप एंड बॉटम में एक प्राइस डिफरेंस होता है. तो इसके लिए आपको ऐसा लगेगा. अदरवाइज, और दूसरा जो आपने एक देखा कि इसमें हमने बहुत सारी चीजें एसेसरीज में ऐड की है, तो एसेसरीज इज लो मार्जिन, मतलब लो प्राइस थिंग. इसके लिए आपका एवरेज, अगर पूरा एवरेज में आप देखोगे तो आपको थोड़ा सा डाउन लगेगा.
ओके, बट आवर मेन ब्रांड इज किलर ओनली, राइट?
या
किलर से सबसे ज्यादा कंट्रीब्यूशन आता है.
हाँ, 60-62% अराउंड आता है किलर से.
ओके, ग्रेट. एंड सर, रिसेंटली मतलब थोड़ा टाइम हो गया, न्यूज़पेपर में देयर वाज सम आर्टिकल की केकेसीएल ने कोई कोलकाता बेस्ड, आई एम फॉरगेटिंग द नेम, किधर कुछ इन्वेस्टमेंट किया था कोई फैमिली ऑफिसेस के साथ में.
Yes, investment was done. Family offices के साथ में नहीं, it was done from a strategic aspect only.
हाँ, आई एम फॉरगेटिंग द नेम. कैन यू एलॉबरेट ऑन दैट पार्ट?
What exactly you want to know? So the investment was named in some of retail format named as Style Bazaar.
Sorry, I did not get the name.
The investment was done, okay, in a retail format named Style Bazaar.
Style Bazaar, yeah.
So what exactly you want me to elaborate on it? It was done from operational synergies only.
So what sort of synergies are we
So
getting?
they have close to around 150 odd stores going forward, where Kewal Kiran is present in close to around 32 odd counters. So it was done from that as to increase the number of footprints for KKCL.
Okay, got it.
And post our investment, we have already seen a significant uptick in that.
Okay, understood. Yeah, thanks a lot, and wish you happy Diwali.
Thank you, and wish you the same.
Thank you. Our next question comes from the line of Shrinjan Mittal from Ratnatarya Capital. Please go ahead.
Hello. Good evening, sir.
Yeah.
Hello. Yeah, I'm audible.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good evening, sir. Congratulations on
Good
great set of numbers.
Thank you.
I just have a couple of follow-up questions. So, sir, can you, like, you have mentioned the channel-wise, MBO is the biggest channel. Would it be possible to provide some channel-wise breakup for the quarter, like how much percentage came from MBO?
I'll be able to provide you only with the two formats, which is retail. We generally segregate into retail and non-retail formats. So there are three formats: retail, non-retail, and others. This is the numbers which I can give you.
Yeah, that's there in the presentation, sir. So in retail, like what are we considering? Retail is non-retail and others. Can you?
So retail is EBO and LSS. Non-retail is MBO.
Okay.
And others would be
e-commerce.
Exports, e-commerce, and all others.
Okay. Thank you, sir. That is helpful. And just one more follow-up question. So you mentioned that the marketing spend, so the correct way to think about it would be 6 to 7% of sales, right, for the year? Yes. Okay, sir. These were my two questions. Thanks a lot, and happy Diwali to you.
Wish you the same.
Thank you. Our next question comes from the line of Amit Kumar with Determined Investments. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you so much for the opportunity, sir. So just again on this, primary sales, secondary sales, point. So it would be sort of, quite fair to say that, as far as second quarter is, concerned, because you did a lot of pre-selling in anticipation of festive season in third quarter, your primary sales is definitely, been ahead of, rather primary sales growth has been, ahead of, secondary sales. What I just wanted to understand is that, is there any sort of estimation at your end in terms of what the difference is going to be? Is it like 2-3% only, or, are we talking, a larger, delta as far as second quarter is concerned?
No. You're comparing which delta? Second quarter with what?
Yeah, second quarter, your primary sales growth, is what is sort of reflected in the numbers. So the secondary sales growth, seemingly, I mean, based on the discussion only, it would be sort of lower than, the primary, sales growth. Would you have a sense in terms of how much?
So the quarter 2 and quarter 3 and put together, it will be almost similar on the primary level as well as the secondary levels.
Okay. So in third quarter, your primary will come down, primary growth will come down slightly, and your secondary will, sort of pick up. That's what you are.
If you look on a like-to-like basis, yes.
Okay. And how has been, this festival season? We are almost, 24th is Diwali, so just 3 days away. How has, so festive season in third quarter is more or less sort of ending, and we do sort of see a little bit of a lull period after that. So how has this period of, around 20-21 odd days, been in terms of, whatever sort of feedback that you're getting, from your EBOs or, MBOs, basically, what is the kind of sell-through, that they are seeing?
I have already given my revenue guidance for the entire year period, na? That includes the quarter 3 as well as the quarter 4 period.
I'm really sorry. I'm just sort of trying to get a little bit of market, here. In terms of, are you sort of seeing that, strength in the market where the sort of secondary sell-through is, like very, very strong, in the last 20-21 days of the current quarter?
But it were meeting our estimates. I can give you that.
It's meeting your estimates. Okay. So that's really good to hear. So that's it from my end, sir. Thank you so much, and wish you a very, very happy Diwali in advance.
Thank you, and wish you the same.
Thank you. Our next question is from the line of Ankit Kedia from Phillip Capital. Please go ahead.
Sir, is it right that your revenue guidance is for this year is 20-23%?
Yes.
And sir, if I back calculate the second half, revenue growth, it comes to around 10-11% for the second half of the year. Also, on your comment that your trade show, you have got very good response for the summer season. That doesn't dwell well with the 11% growth given the price hike in the system as well. So are you under guiding the 20-23%, or there is something where you are anticipating a slowdown in the business and primary sales in quarter 2 is very high, and hence quarter 3 growth could be single digit? Hello.
Can you hear me?
Now I can hear you, sir.
Yes, boss. Are you hearing me?
Yes, sir, I can hear you now, sir. But I didn't hear the answer, sir.
Hello?
Sir, I can hear you, sir.
Yeah, so can you transfer the... Hello?
Sir, did you hear the question, sir?
I did hear the question. You said the quarter 3 and the quarter 4 perspective. Am I underguiding the revenue estimate?
Right. Given that 20-23% is the revenue growth for the full year, it translates to only 11% kind of a revenue growth for the second half of the year. And also on your comment that your trade show has been very good for the summer season, that doesn't go well with the 11% revenue growth number for the second half.
Absolutely right. So I said, okay, if you isolate the first quarter itself, the quarter 2 and quarter 3 estimates, what we have given is could be in the estimates which we have given, in par with the fourth quarter. Okay, the first quarter we surpassed it because last year the first quarter was subdued.
So because of the first quarter numbers, probably you can exceed your guidance as well.
Oh, and this year, Ankit, I think the festive season, which is Durga Puja, was in Q2. So obviously, I think you have to consider both the quarter together for the revenue growth. Q2 and Q3 quarter, you have to consider both together. That's why I think in the Q2 we have done 29% growth.
Sure, sir, I understand that. It's just that, people asking questions on the primary versus secondary. And my question is because of your, the growth seems very low for the second half of the year.
Ankit, please, go ahead.
Sure, sir. I'm done with my comment and my question, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next question comes from the line of Dhwanil from iWealth. Please go ahead.
Hello, sir. Thank you for the opportunity and congrats on a good set of numbers.
Thank you.
Sir, I had a couple of questions. One to हेमंत जी, sir. हेमंत जी, सिर्फ समझना था आपसे थोड़ा कि ये जो विंटर का जो आप कलेक्शन बता रहे थे सर, लास्ट दिसंबर क्वार्टर में ये था कि अभी आएगा सर ये?
नहीं, लास्ट दिसंबर क्वार्टर में था और अभी हमारी सप्लाई जस्ट वी स्टार्टेड. अभी जब हमने स्टार्ट किया तो आपको ये क्वार्टर में आपको विंटर का दिखेगा, सेल दिखेगा.
समझ गया. तो लास्ट ईयर दिसंबर के सामने सर ये बार मुझे बेटर लगेगा आपका विंटर का कलेक्शन, करेक्ट है?
या
ओके. और सर लास्ट ईयर दिसंबर में आप लोगों ने सर 18 लाख पीसीज जितना कुछ सेल किया था, विच इज मिक्स ऑफ एवरीथिंग. तो इसमें सर विंटर का आपको कितना लग रहा है सर? बॉल पार्क कितना कर सकते हैं ये बार?
अभी अंकित जी इतना बेना डिटेल में आपको नहीं बता सकता, लेकिन ये बात है कि मैंने जो आपको सेल ग्रोथ का जो हम आपसे बात कर रहे हैं ना, वो परसेंटेज हम लोग उसको मेंटेन करेंगे. Whether it is winters, denim, shirts, whatever the category or maybe the category mix, that whatever we committed, इतना सेल होने वाला ना, that order we have in my hand.
Got it,
maybe
sir.
the winter percentage is higher than normal garment, but winter का थोड़ा ज़्यादा ही होगा. बट एग्जैक्ट फिगर मैं आपको नहीं बता सकता इन द टर्म्स ऑफ परसेंटेज.
समझ गया सर, ठीक है, कोई इशू नहीं है सर. और विंटर में सर वी आर आउटसोर्सिंग दैट, राइट? ये अपने इन हाउस नहीं करते, तो यहाँ पे थोड़ा कैन बी लोअर. इज इट सेफ टू अज्यूम लाइक दैट?
मेंटेन ऑलमोस्ट वी विल मेंटेन दैट. व्हाट एबिटा मार्जिन वी आर कमिटेड, वी विल मेंटेन दैट.
विल मेंटेन दैट. समझ गया सर. और सर सिर्फ एक मेरा बैलेंस शीट पे पंकज जी, आई हैड वन क्वेश्चन. So the short-term provisions I was seeing in our balance sheet from March quarter, it has gone up by 35 crores. So sir, can you tell us, sir, what is it exactly? This 160 crores of...
It is related to some of the chain store groups, okay, having problems. Hello?
Yeah, Pankaj ji. Sorry, sir, I didn't understand.
Okay, I am operating. Okay, it is basic on the LFS aspect. I have provided on the LFS aspect which have not the stores which have been closed right now. I don't want to provide the name.
Got it. I got that. So can this sir increase going ahead, or this is, I think you've done all the provisions now?
I have done. No, this cannot increase. I have already provided for renewal.
Okay, got it, sir. Great, sir. Thank you, sir, and season's greetings to you, sir. All the best.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Our next question comes from the line of Marcel, an investor. Please go ahead.
Yeah, just maybe I missed the early part. So can you please just see, like this quarter gone by, we have done a sale of 226 crore. So what kind of growth are we looking for the third quarter? In sales, that's my first question.
So I won't be able to give you quarter 3 numbers, but I said now, okay, the estimate, the revenue guidance which I have given, that this year it will be around 20 to 22% for the entire year. Okay, we're going to touch that estimate.
Okay, number one. Number two, since we opened 38 new stores during the Q2, and whatever sales we have made from our side, that that is booked in our sales as per the accounting standards. So how is the offtake from those 38 stores newly opened? How is the secondary sales moving, like from those particular 38 stores? Is it only stocking there, or 10-20% sold, or more than 50% sold? Just an idea on this one, please.
Earlier, when the revenue recognition is done, it is done also on the base stock aspect. So whatever secondary sales has happened, I have also again resold the products for that number of quantity.
No, that's okay. I'm just see. I understand. I'm a chartered accountant. I understand that that when do we recognize sale? What I'm asking that whether you sold the first stocking or whether you sold the restock or whether you replenished the stock like your second
order. It will vary for every store. Okay, it will vary for everything. Some stores I have opened on 30th September only. So I get that one day sale only, no?
No. I'm just saying that, for example, how is the stores faring? How is the stores sale happening? I'm just asking on a feel on
I
this
said
one.
that they are meeting my estimates right now.
Okay. This is number one. नंबर 2
कैसा होता है, मैं आपको समझाता हूँ.
बोलिए सर, बोलिए.
कोई भी स्टोर का एक बेस स्टॉक होता है, वो बेस स्टॉक में जितना बिकता है उसको रिफिलिंग से आपका सेल आता है, और पूरा सेल पूरे स्टोर का आप एवरेजिंग है ना, आप है ना 1 महीने के सेल पे आप उसको एवरेजिंग नहीं कर सकते हो. कोई भी स्टोर को आपको एवरेजिंग में 12 महीने लग जाते हैं, जिसमें आपके कुछ फेस्टिवल टाइम होता है, कुछ आपके यूएसएस पीरियड होता है. तो वो सारे को मेंटेन करके हम आपको एक एवरेज बताते हैं. जब हर एक कैटेगरी में कैसा है, जब आप इतने स्टोर खोलते हो, कुछ स्टोर बहुत एक्सट्रीमली वेल करते हैं, कुछ एवरेज करते हैं, कुछ बिलो द एवरेज भी करते हैं. जब हम आपके साथ एक बात करते हैं तो सारा एक एवरेजिंग पे बात करते हैं.
एवरेजिंग सही है सर. अच्छा, सेकंड थिंग, in the digital sales we have mentioned in the PPT 3 names: Flipkart, Myntra, Amazon. But
right.
I'm amazed to see in the market now there are 15 sites. Even every day some new sites opening, Coco Blue and India Mart and this Paytm. A lot of things are happening. So are we selling only through these 3 major e-commerce platform, or are we using all the 15-20 whatever platform available?
No, I've been selling only on these three platforms.
No, so it means, sir, it means we are losing the opportunity. Means because nowadays we can see that our kids at home, they're always trying the new.
On the e-commerce,
a lot of things.
On the e-commerce front, okay, the Killer as a brand perspective has already signed exclusive tie-up, has a exclusive tie-up with Flipkart Group with revenue commitment. With revenue commitment.
Okay. So, sir,
that's the reason I have not loaded it on other sites.
No, I fully appreciate it. So here, sir, I don't want to go in the confidential thing, but just I want to put some feedback here. We do understand that till 2 to 3 years before, Flipkart was the only thing which was coming to mind whenever you wanted to buy anything. Now we all know that all the middle class or upper middle class, they are having this comfort of home, and everybody ordering through e-commerce. But what I'm saying nowadays, Flipkart is not the number one which coming to mind, because there are a lot of other competitors come up. So I'm just saying that yes, I respect that you already signed this exclusive agreement, but whether the exclusive agreement is for the next 5 years or is it renewable every year, so that if it's renewable every year, then it's better that we also tape other e-commerce websites also, so that we can grow this sales substances.
सर, इसमें ऐसा होता है कि जब आप किसी के साथ एक एक्सक्लूसिव एग्रीमेंट आप साइन करते हो ना, तो आप ऐसे नहीं होता कि एक उसके साथ एक रेवेन्यू, और एवरी ईयर अगर मैं उनके साथ सपोज 2 साल या 3 साल का करता हूँ तो एवरी ईयर ग्रोथ परसेंटेज ऐड करके करते हैं.
नहीं सर, ठीक है, बट व्हाट आई एम सेइंग सर, नाउ सपोज आपका फ्लिपकार्ट साथ में है, तो व्हाट आई एम सेइंग नाउ फॉर एग्जांपल अदर वेबसाइट आल्सो डूइंग वेरी गुड, फॉर एग्जांपल बीट नाइका और फॉर एग्जांपल बीट
अगर एक मिनट आप हम भी अगर किसी के साथ कोई एक्सक्लूसिव मैं अगर किसी के साथ अगर करूँ तो मैंने भी अदर साइड के सारे सेल डेटा लेके ही हमने कोई साइन किया होगा ना, और हमको भी पता है कि हमको सबसे ज्यादा रेवेन्यू कहाँ से मिलेगा और क्या थ्योरी में और क्या मार्जिन पे काम करेंगे. आपसे आपका एक चीज नहीं होता, ओनली नॉट रेवेन्यू, उसके साथ मार्जिन भी आपको देखना पड़ता है कि हु इज गिविंग यू द बेटर मार्जिन. फिर उसके साथ आपका ब्रांड एस्पिरेशंस भी देखना पड़ता है कि आप एकदम है ना किस तरह से बेच रहे हो. फिर देयर इज अ लॉट ऑफ थिंग. और जब मैं अगर एक कोई भी मैनेजमेंट को उतना बोल तो उसको तो ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा सेल करने की इच्छा होगी. कोई मैनेजमेंट ये तो नहीं बोलेगा कि है ना मेरे को कम सेल करना है. तो जो बेस्ट अपॉर्चुनिटी होती होगी हर मैनेजमेंट उसी को पिक करेगा.
नहीं सर, सही है, फुल्ली रेस्पेक्ट. आई एम ओनली सेइंग, जैसे आप मेरी बात पे जाइएगा, आज के 3 साल पहले तक खाली फ्लिपकार्ट दिमाग में था. फ्लिपकार्ट, स्नैपडील, इंडिया में 2 ही कंपनी थी. अभी इंडिया में बेहतर कंपनी हो गई हमारे चलिए.
टॉप तीनों कंपनी में जिस आपने नाम ले लिया वो तीनों कंपनी के साथ मैं काम कर रहा हूँ. आपने टॉप तीनों कंपनी का नाम ले लिया, आपने ना फ्लिपकार्ट ले लिया, अमेजोन ले लिया, मिंत्रा ले लिया, उनसे बेटर कोई है?
नहीं.
और अच्छा, रिलायंस से हम लोग ऑलरेडी वी आर डूइंग विद एजीओ आल्सो. अब उसके अलावा हम उसके ज्यादा क्या करेंगे?
नहीं, अभी आजियो आ गया, अभी कोको ब्लू आ गया, अभी दूसरा आ गया इसका, या धनिका आ गया, धनिका आ गया, आजियो आ गया, कोको ब्लू आ गया, नाइका आ गया. ये बोल रहा हूँ सर.
to answer you, Coco Blue is a part of Amazon, first. Okay. Secondly, okay, on a fashion format, okay, Flipkart as a group holds close to around 75 to 80% of the market share.
Okay. So like my next point was that since Killer has been a very good brand, so it's a umbrella extension. Are we planning to launch some innerwear or some, for example, some ladies wear kind of thing, like this other, for example, all whatever we say dollar, or like this, for example, this dollar Lux, they have extended their like thing to other wear other than innerwear also. So similarly, if we can extend our this brand to innerwear kind of or some other product also, like you have done, for example, for the winter wear, we can get some additional sales.
Thank you for your review and feedback structure on regarding the same. But we have already started this, and we are doing that as a category. Innerwear, bags, luggages, deodorants, perfumes. Okay, entire set. Okay, which can add to the ticket size of the store. We have already started that.
I don't know, because since I didn't say anything in the PPT, that's why I mentioned, because it will not only increase the sales, but it will also increase the brand image and the brand popularity of Killer also. Because whatever somebody see other product Killer, so it will remind them about jeans also.
Yes. Thank you for your feedback, sir.
Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next question comes from the line of Roshan from B&K Securities. Please go ahead.
Thanks for the opportunity. So I just wanted to understand how the trajectory of other expenses would be due to the opening of new stores. In the sense, how it is going to shoot up.
In proportion to sales, it will be in line up. Why would it shoot up? Any particular reason it should shoot up?
I'm just trying to understand that. Is it expected to go up with the opening of the new stores?
It will be in line with sales structure. My EBITDA margins will be maintained.
Okay. And can you give some idea on the winter wear products? How is the initial reaction from the launches?
Sir, ऐसा है winter wear का it is too early to say anything क्योंकि winter we just place in the shop. Winter जब तक एक बार जैसे winter start नहीं हो सकता we cannot say कि क्या sale है क्या percentage बैठेगा किस तरह से लेकिन we are thinking कि इस बार जैसा winter is a basically seasonal product. अगर ठंडी अच्छी पड़ती है आपका तो आपका सेल है ना काउंटर से पीस टू पीस सारे क्लियर हो जाते हैं. इट्स ऑल कि आपके है ना कोल्ड और किस तरह का मौसम रहेगा उसके ऊपर डिपेंडेंट रहता है. सो अभी तो हमने प्लेसमेंट किया है स्टोर पे स्टॉक सेल आपका नवंबर तो हम लोग है ना उसका टारगेट भी ऐसे ही करके चलते हैं कि वेट आफ्टर द दिवाली 15 नवंबर से उसका सेल जनरेट स्लोली बिल्ड होना चालू हो जाता है. सो विल गिव यू द एग्जैक्ट फिगर इन द Q3 आफ्टर दैट Q3 ओनली.
Okay. Thanks a lot. That's all from my side.
Thank you. Our next question comes from the line of Jignesh Kamani from GMO. Please go ahead.
Hi. So out of 760 crore revenue we did in the first half, how much revenue was from the, say, FOFO model, roughly?
Sorry? Out of
760 crore revenue we did in first half, how much revenue was from the franchise FOFO model, franchise operated?
I said, okay, we do generally give 3 formats only, which is retail, non-retail and others. I have already shared that numbers.
So just I want to check about the inventory days. So like out of 178 crore inventory, so if you take about the MBO, MBO is mostly inventory lies in their own books. Similarly, franchisee inventory lies on their books. So if I adjust for that, only 50% of revenue or less than that inventory is in our books. So if I adjust for that, so and the entire revenue of inventory of 178 crore adjusted for the 50% revenue, on COGS basis our inventory days is in excess of 200 to 225 days.
No, inventory would not be to that extent, number of days. Okay.
85 days है inventory sir. कुछ आपका कुछ mistake है?
No, the sense I know. If you take about the non-retail MBO, MBO inventory lies on the books of the MBO. It means we will have a 1 month, 1.5 month inventory just to support the MBO, right? Similarly, if you take about others, partly the inventory is in our books, partly in the, you can say, other books of the, you can say,
MBO में तो हमारा already sold है ना, और तो this you are comparing on a product to product, which is a fresh product perspective. The company also has a manufacturing unit. So I'll also have
it will be 1.5 month inventory to support MBO.
I'm saying the company also has manufacturing units, so that's the reason I'll also have a WIP.
So what will be your WIP to support the MBO and everything? 1.5 months?
No, that's a finished goods. Finished goods and WIP are two different things. So next season, the planning has already been taken care and the inventory has already started piling in my stores, in Kewal Kiran, at my warehouse.
So out of 178 crore inventory, how much is WIP in this case?
50% होगा almost. 50 crores. Almost कितना होगा? 50 crores होगा.
Okay. So even if I adjust that, so out of 178 crore, if I remove the 50 crore, 120 crore kind of inventory, you can say, while out of total revenue, the retail where 42% is the retail. If I take out the FOFO model, say roughly 30-35% may be COCO kind of where inventory is actually in our books. So only 30-35% of total revenue or total COGS inventory is in our books. And if you take about inventory of close to around 120 crore, on COGS of 350 crore adjusted, COGS of around 440 crore annually, if you adjust that, the inventory is close to around 225 days. On the pure retail side.
Actually, नहीं मैं आपका है ना क्वेश्चन ही समझ में नहीं पा रहा हूँ. Okay, let's complete this call and we can definitely discuss on the last aspect on this. Okay, I don't think what you're saying is true, but definitely I'll answer that on the last aspect. Is that fine with you?
Okay, fine.
Hello?
Yeah, fine.
ठीक है, done.
Thank you. Our next question comes from the line of Himanshu Upadhyay from O3 Capital. Please go ahead.
Yeah, hi. Congratulations on great set of numbers. I have two strategic questions only. Okay. So earlier we had a owned franchisee operated stores, but till FY18-19, what we were the number of stores what we were opening was nearly equal to stores which were getting closed down, okay, in franchisee model, okay. Have we changed any policies or any thoughts on that? And why, so that the success ratio improves, okay. So can you elaborate on what changes have we brought and why the life of a franchisor should be longer with us? Because till pre-COVID, the churn was very, very high. So some elaboration on that or improvement what you have done in that model will be helpful to understand the business.
Okay, so earlier, as compared to my competitors, I was working on a stricter norm which I have leveraged it to an extent, and that's the reason you'll see that my EBITDA margins have gone down to proportionally to that extent. So I have leveraged that, but not to a full extent. As a result, you'll see that the growth aspect is coming. So now, as of today, we are at par with the commercial aspect with most of our competitors.
Okay. And one more thing. See, generally, the franchisor will not be profitable from means it takes time to recover the overall capital cost. Okay. But in our agreements with franchisee, is there a minimum duration with which he has to be there with us? So let's say 3 years or 5 years or any minimum thing so that we have a long-lasting relationship, or there is no time duration in the agreement?
See, generally, whenever the stores are open, and I'm comparing the FOFO stores only, the capex investment is done by him. Okay, so if he doesn't run the store for 3 years, there'll be a negative P&L for in his books only.
No, I agree to it, but just because partly you have replied, that you have taken some better margins to the franchisees and you have taken some amount of more cost from your side, or your proportion. uh, for the better profitability of the years, okay, or the franchises. How much would be that hit you would have taken? Or how much reduction in your margins you have taken in a franchisee? So let's say at MRP you were taking or giving him at MRP minus X%. Now at what percentage reduction you are selling him?
So I have not reduced on the percentage aspect. The commercial aspect has been in par with the most of the competitors. So what I have done is I have added an additional support in terms of sales support during the discount period.
Okay. And one more thing, we had bought this Desi Belly brand, okay, 3.5 years back.
Yep.
In 2018-19, okay. What is the progress on that? Because we were quite optimistic, but the market presence is still not very visible for that product, okay.
So see, the after taking over the brand, okay, the brand was not able to focus and structure it because of the COVID for the 2 years period. Okay, I see this happening in this year itself, and okay, and still it's in the, I would say, a pilot phase. We'll see the growth happening in the next quarter or maybe the next year or the next year itself.
Okay. And one last thing. So at one point of time, the strategy was high profitability and so we were around 500 crores of revenue, okay, from FY16 to FY20, okay, that 5 years we were nearly at 500 crores, okay. And after COVID, this FY23, let's say FY22 also some inventory built up was there, okay, in the system. But let's say FY23, we are sufficiently going to cross that mark by decent margin. Is there any change in the market or competition also, and which is helping us grow, or it is just everybody is growing in the market? So can you elaborate what has changed that growth which was not visible from FY15 onwards till FY20? We are seeing sudden growth and sustainability of the growth. So I think a lot of discussion has happened, but your thoughts on how sustainable and what has changed in the market?
तो इसमें ना 2-3 चीजें, एक आपके कंपटीटर ने आपके लिए ना स्पेस बनाया, जिनकी बिकॉज ऑफ आफ्टर दैट कोविड जो फाइनेंशियल प्रॉब्लम्स के कारण बहुत सारे ब्रांड ने आपके खुद के लिए जगह बनाई, कुछ हमने अपने आप को इम्प्रूव किया। उसके बाद हमने जैसे कि जो बिजनेस के ग्रोथ के लिए हमने कुछ प्रोफेशनल्स हायर किए, बिजनेस के एक फोकस था कि भाई अपने को पहले जब हमें कंपनी को ये देख रहे थे कि कंपनी को एक स्ट्रेंथ बना देवे, तो हमने बहुत ज़्यादा पहले फोकस था कि इट शुड बी द बॉटम, मतलब प्रॉफिट के बिना काम ही नहीं करना है। अब हमने उसको थोड़ा सा लिवरेज किया टू सपोर्ट टू द मार्केट। जैसे पहले हम यूएसएस में होकर कहीं सपोर्ट नहीं करते थे, तो एक कुछ हमारे कंपटीटर ने हमारे लिए स्पेस बनाया, सेकंड हमने अपने आप को इम्प्रूव किया, और कुछ हमने हमारी पॉलिसी में थोड़ा सा चेंजेस किया, टीम बिल्ड की, इसके लिए ग्रोथ के हम लोग प्लान कर रहे हैं।
अच्छा सर, आपने जो अपनी पॉलिसी थोड़ी सी चेंज करी, ठीक है, और थोड़ा इम्प्रूवमेंट किया, ठीक है, एक धंधे में आपका सबसे ज़्यादा अगर मैं रिस्पेक्ट करता हूँ तो वो इसलिए क्योंकि आपका प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी, कैश फ्लो इस इंडस्ट्री में वन ऑफ द बेस्ट रहा है, ठीक है।
हाँ,
तो पुराने और इस्टेब्लिश्ड ब्रांड्स हैं उनसे भी बेटर आपके कैश फ्लोज और रहे, ठीक है। आपने जो ये पॉलिसीज में इम्पैक्ट किया है, किस हद तक अपन लेट्स लोअर मार्जिन पे काम करने को रेडी है, या वर्किंग कैपिटल कितना हद तक हम जाने को रेडी हैं, मतलब क्या चेंजेस हुए इनके ऊपर आप थोड़ा सा और डिटेल में बता सकेंगे?
वर्किंग कैपिटल हमारा जैसे 120 दिन का हमने जो बताया ना, उसके ऊपर हम लोग नहीं जाएंगे।
ओके।
और दूसरा जो प्रॉफिट जनरेट हो रहा है वो ही पैसा हम वापस बिजनेस में भी लगा रहे हैं, तो आपको और ज़्यादा पैसे की जरूरत नहीं है।
ओके।
आप हर महीने आप प्रॉफिट जनरेट तो कर ही रहे हो ना, वही पैसे को आप लेकर उसी में वापस अपने पैसे को बिजनेस में री इन्वेस्ट कर रहे हैं। जैसे मैंने बताया भी कि अगर आगे जाके हम हो सकता है फ्यूचर में डिविडेंड थोड़ा कम करेंगे, तो वही पैसे से बिजनेस को और एक्सपांशन करेंगे, बिजनेस को और बढ़ाएंगे, टीम और प्रोफेशनलिज्म और हायर करेंगे। इसी थ्योरी से इसके लिए जब हम आपसे बात कर रहे हैं तो हम आपको जो एक मार्जिनली बात कर रहे हैं तो हम ये बोल रहे हैं कि हम एबिटा मार्जिन 17 to 18% हम उसको मेंटेन करके चलेंगे। हायर हो गया अच्छी बात है, अगर नहीं भी हुआ तो हम उसको मेंटेन करेंगे ताकि हम ये पैसे को और बिजनेस में लगावे। पॉलिसीज में कभी कुछ बदलाव आना चाहिए, आएगा कुछ हमको यूएसए सपोर्ट। अगर समझो विंटर है, कल उठ के विंटर फ्लॉप हो जाता है तो हो सकता है हमको यूएसएस में सपोर्ट ज़्यादा करना पड़े, क्यों आपको सेल्स तो आपको खाली करनी है, आपको कस्टमर को कुछ ना कुछ बेनिफिट देके ताकि आपके आगे की सीजन का स्टॉक वापस आप नया डाल सको। तो आपको कहीं ना कहीं वो लिवरेज लेके, इसके लिए हम आपको बता रहे हैं कि हम अगर एबिटा मार्जिन 17 to 18% हम आपसे इसीलिए बात कर रहे हैं।
ठीक है, थैंक यू एंड कॉन्ग्रेचुलेशन। और सर ये कॉल को अगर आप कंटिन्यू करें एटलीस्ट 6 months इन a year also, it will be at least very helpful.
Yeah, we will do that. We will do that.
So, yeah, thanks so much.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we have reached the end of the question and answer session. I would now like to hand the conference over to Mr. Hemant Jain for closing comments.
Hi. I would like to once again thank all of you for joining us on this call today. We hope we have been able to answer your queries. Please feel free to reach out to our IR team for any clarifications or feedback. Thank you all. Happy Dhanteras and Happy Diwali.
Thank you.
Thank you.
On behalf of Kewal, Kiran Clothing Limited, that concludes this conference. Thank you for joining us, and you may now disconnect your lines.